for the heavyweights to head to the Bellator cage to make some noise as the experienced Kirill Sidelnikov takes on the tough and dangerous Gokhan Saricam in our third fight of the night.
And now set to make his way to the cage, Kirill Sidelnikov.
Kirill Sidelnikov trains with and under the mighty Fedor Emelianenko in Stary Oskol. He can use his fight IQ, the experience of 19 fights since his debut in 2007, but also capable of showing real power and getting things done early, John, as he showed last time at Bellator 269 against Rab Truesdale.
Look, Kirill Sidelnikov, I've been around Kirill for a long time. He was considered baby Fedor early in his career, and he was a much smaller heavyweight. He gained weight, and a lot of people, because he gained weight, think, oh, he's not going to be that good. Look, he's fast, he's powerful, he's got great submissions. When he goes after you, man, he goes after you to take your head off. He's a fun fighter to watch in the heavyweight division. You have to be careful when you get that card saying Kirill Sidelnikov. Take a look at what he's doing here. Heavy, big strikes right there. That's just a nasty heavyweight on top of you. Kirill can definitely fight.
And we now welcome his opponent, Gokhan Saricam.
Yeah, making his way to the cage is Gokhan Saricam, who trains in Team Musashi in the Netherlands, who's won 6 of his 7 fights so far, who's triumphed in his last 2, both dramatic, both early. The last time here in November, when it took him all of 15 seconds to see off the challenger, Charlie Milner, at Bellator 270.
Dude, he hit Charlie Milner. Charlie hit the floor and was like, I don't want any more of this man. But we know that Gokhan is strong. He's got power in his hands. He's got speed. Watch right here. Little kick. You see Charlie get up, down on the ground, and right away the ground and pound starts. Big, heavy shots. He was unable to stop, and he gets starched here. Out.
Tremendous finisher. Blink and you may well miss this one. The tail of the tape as Gokhan Saricam takes on Kirill Sidelnikov. And look at the weight disparity there, John.
There is a weight disparity, but I look at Gokhan as he's that hybrid heavyweight. He's right at the top end of it at 247.6. Sidelnikov coming in at 264. We'll see if the size is the winner or the speed.
We will find out. Let's get, though, to Michael C. Williams.
Tonight here at Bellator 275, we'll go now to the heavyweights where they're scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, and we'll introduce first the blue corner. At 5'11", weighing in 264 pounds even, his professional record 13 wins, 6 losses, fighting out of Stary Oskol, Russia, presenting Kirill Sidelnikov. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner at 6'3", weighing in 247.6 pounds. As a professional, 6 victories, 1 defeat, out of Istanbul, Turkey, Gokhan Saricam. And your referee in charge, Brian Miner.
Stay back, stay back.
So Kirill Sidelnikov in those blue gloves against Gokhan Saricam. Sidelnikov has won his last 2 and says they were really important to him.
Ready?
After a defeat on Bellator debut by Adam Koresh. Can certainly be hurt. Who's going to land first here? Who's going to land significantly? Saricam looking once again for that outside leg kick. And then a really good, sharp, stiff jab from Saricam.
Beautiful jab by Gokhan. He can get Kirill to back up. Have him going backwards. That's a huge step in stopping what Kirill does. Kirill loves to come forward. Just continue to put pressure on him, get inside. We talk about fighting in the phone booth, that's where Kirill loves to be.
Has that 76-inch reach. He's got those long arms, and he's trying to use that jab to set up the right hand here. Had his range early, hasn't he, Saricam, and mixes it up again with that leg kick.
Doing a very nice job, up, down, moving his, getting himself in and out. Beautiful use of the jab. And you saw when Kirill got inside, he starts to let it go, and that's where Saricam needs to be careful.
Went for the kick to the body this time and almost invited that takedown from Sidelnikov. Always a danger, isn't it, when you aim a kick to the body like that?
Yeah, you've got to be very careful about who you're going against, and you watch what guys do. Kirill's very good when it comes to that kick to the body. He'll catch it. If you got a guy that's good at catching it, bring it low, bring it high. Kind of stay away from that mid zone. Nice job by Gokhan to get himself back to his feet, though. Again, this is where Kirill loves to be, though. You got to figure, at a heavyweight, 5'11", not a long reach, he needs to get inside to be effective. Now he's there.
Someone whom Fedor was a huge influence. First training camp with him in the Kislenov's Mountains when he was 16 years of age. Fighting has been his life. Gets back to that balance, Saricam, and to that jab, but he went for the takedown inexplicably. Got himself into a bad position, and Sidelnikov landed that left hook.
He went for the takedown, and he paid for it. Sidelnikov landed a beautiful left hand off of it. Gokhan needs to go right back to what you just saw. That jab can be the difference maker for him. It keeps Kirill back. It keeps him at range.
Once again, though, Sidelnikov's been able to close the gap. So much of the fight game is about making the right decisions under pressure. And you watch Saricam in this round and just think, dominating behind your jab, found your range, landing, discouraging Sidelnikov. We just got a break here, something landing south of the border, but why would you go away from that tactic? Yeah, you have to mix things up sometimes, John, but why would you go away from something that was having so much success?
There's never a reason when you go and you watch your opponent, you know, he was a combat Sambo world champion. Beautiful kick by Saricam. You saw how it came up. You saw the low leg kick. That's where he needs to be in this.
That was excellent. And that left hook thrown from the back foot there by Saricam. And then another huge left hook, and he goes for the kick again. This is excellent from Gokhan Saricam. Sidelnikov read it.
Once again, he's able to catch that kick even though that one was down low.
Going to use that head, Sidelnikov, to get himself into a more dominant position here.
Sidelnikov right now kind of taking a little bit of a rest. He knows he's in a good position to not be hurt. Starts to bring the elbows across. We'll see if he decides to actually let him go all the way to the cage, where the last time Gokhan showed that he could get up with the use of the cage, or does he try to turn him to keep him back towards the center?
Just being passive in this position isn't going to win Sidelnikov the round.
That's where Sidelnikov wants to be. Notice when his head goes over the top of Gokhan's head, that's when he can deliver the most power. That's where, if you're Gokhan, once he does that, you've got to start to move to make sure that those shots aren't able to land.
And the seconds ticking away in this opening round. We expected fireworks. It's been
pretty fast-paced for heavyweights.
Yeah, exactly. I'm surprised they want to take a breather. Going to get that in 10 seconds time. Saricam starting well, doing really good work in the stand-up. Sidelnikov dominating when it has gone to the ground. Good opening round that, John.
Take a look, that beautiful left stiff jab by Saricam. Look at it pop the head back. You see what it does to Sidelnikov, man. It just freezes him for a moment. This takedown was just not what should have been done at that time. But he went for it, and then again, you saw, look at that kick coming right up almost under the chin. There was a lot of good moments for both fighters. It's just a matter of Gokhan needs to settle himself down and figure the more that he's at range, the more the fight is in his favor.
Taken a lot out of both men. That opening round, you mentioned the pace. They're both feeling it. Sidelnikov more so, I would say.
Back up, back up.
Go into round two. Gokhan Saricam has never fought beyond round two. A long way from the end of round two. Much can happen. Is he going to get back to his boxing control of distance here, Saricam?
And right now, Saricam is allowing Kirill to crush that space on him. He's trying to circle out. He needs to give an offensive maneuver so he can then turn out, get to the center of the cage, and hold that position.
Sidelnikov's countering that jab. Start of round two. He didn't do that in the opening round, and he's trying to land his own jab. The takedown and sprawling defense from Gokhan Saricam.
This is not bad for Gokhan. He's making Kirill carry the weight. He's trying to get around to the back. Doesn't happen. No big deal. Nice job by Kirill staying calm in that position.
When cardio can become a thing, so much of that work on the ground is money in the bank for later, isn't it?
Absolutely, man. Body shots just punch holes in the gas tank. Talking to Gokhan before the fight, we talked about you don't have to try to hit hard. Just touch, 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 touch. Break him down with a volume attack. Because when you overswing like that, that's when you're giving Kirill a chance to actually counter on you. And you can see Kirill's getting a little bit tired. Those counterattacks are starting to slow down.
Good foot movement then from Saricam to land that straight right hand. Visibly see that Sidelnikov is struggling now with his fitness. 3 minutes remain in this second round.
Yeah, you can look at, at the beginning of this fight, Kirill is the stronger guy, physically just stronger, but that power tends to equal out as the rounds go on because you just cannot maintain having all of that weight, and to move it, it takes energy.
Five-time combat sambo world champion. Remarkable record in that discipline. Driving Saricam back here, but almost leaning on him.
He's not almost leaning on him. He is definitely leaning on him.
I was trying to be calm.
He's catching some air right there, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's smart. It shows a fight IQ, but Saricam needs to now push the pace. You know that your guy's starting to breathe heavy. Yeah, you know you're tired too, but you have the opportunity. Raise that underhook. Start to turn him and spin him around, just like that, and now start making him feel that pressure.
It's interesting to see Saricam working like this. He's very open about wanting to bring the spectacular finish, wanting to win the knockout of the night, that kind of fighter. Doing it in a different way here, being forced to, of course.
Sometimes getting that spectacular finish takes a lot of early work.
Once again, Sidelnikov down on his haunches. And the cynic in you makes you wonder how much of that is trying to get some breath into his body.
That means that he's an intelligent man. Oh, that came right up the middle. That definitely was right to the area that he's not allowed to strike. So this is not Kirill making anything up. It was a clean shot.
Sometimes the cynic can use wrong, John.
You got to look at Kirill came right back out. He could have taken a lot more time there. Maybe he should have.
We'll soon find out. Final minute of round 2. Remember, Saricam himself approaching uncharted territory. Great right hand again. Boy, can he strike.
Yeah, see that jab, man, it's everything. If you're out there right now, not allowing him to crush that space and push you all the way to the fence, you have the ability to use that jab. It sets up the right hand. He just needs to keep on going back to the well. Don't worry about how hard you hit him. Just make sure that you're affecting him, touching him up.
We're going to see John Lugo later, who is a fan of watching old fights on YouTube. Saricam's been watching Larry Holmes. Terrific jab.
Boy, did he have a jab or what?
Just a bit. Leans into that left hook. Does sometimes telegraph his shots a little bit, Saricam. Sidelnikov intelligent enough to see that coming. Saricam never gone beyond round 2, so now we're going to find a few things out about his gas tank. We know a few things about Sidelnikov's, but this is going to come to an interesting conclusion, I suspect, John, this third round.
This third round is going to say a lot. I honestly, that first round, it could have gone either way, and it could have definitely gone to Kirill. Second round goes to Saricam. Take a look at that left, and he landed just multiple times with heavy power, clean shots. That's just off to the side, but it still landed, and the jab was just on point. Look at the accuracy. When you're accurate with that jab and keeping a guy off balance, watch the right hand down the middle, snaps the head to the side.
I don't take a point from the middle, you understand? That was here, all right? Back up. Good. Good, back up, back up. Ready? Ready?
So we head to our third and final round. John Saricam clearly wins round 2. There may be a debate about that opening round, so this could be for it. Saricam already behind that jab. If you are watching this as a boxing fan and new to the wonderful world of MMA, realize that these fighters can't box in the traditional way because of that lead leg, because of the possibility of those kicks. So when someone puts punches together like this and looks this smooth and slick, it's even more impressive.
Absolutely. You cannot box like a boxer in MMA. Too many other tools are allowed to make it to where the rules of boxing and basically the form of boxing doesn't just work in MMA. But still, some of the techniques, they do translate over. And that left hand, Saricam is hitting him with. He's been clean. He's landed a couple of beautiful right hands in here. It's been a difference maker because Kirill is trying to close that distance the entire time. Look at him, keeps on coming forward. It's all up to Saricam to land those shots that make him pay for trying to close and take that ground.
For someone who hasn't been this deep before, he looks light on his feet as well. Saricam, it's not a problem for him at the moment as Sidelnikov looked for that takedown.
When you figure coming from the camp that he's coming from, Saucy, guys like Van Steen is there. No one's giving him an easy day, man. There's a lot of things going on at that camp. Burkop's just been there forever. He's in shape. You can see it.
One defeat was at Bellator 231. Saricam lost to Steve Mowry. Round 2, Kimura. No shame in that. He's building a career here, Saricam. He's a good fighter to watch and lots of skills. There's the jab of the fight so far.
Yeah, that jab, man. He has landed that front kick up the middle, splitting the guard of Sidelnikov time after time. And I love when you're seeing right now, if you're watching Gokhan, look at the footwork as when he comes in with that jab, circling out, he takes his head, little movements off the center line. Everything he's doing right now is paying off, and he's controlling this round.
Almost starting to toy with Sidelnikov a bit. Needs to stay on his work here. He's just starting to tire a bit too, Saricam. That was a tired-looking kick.
If you go back in time, Kirill Sidelnikov's first loss was to a guy named Paul Buentello. I did that fight. Paul Buentello just jabbed Kirill's head off. And Gokhan is going right back to that blueprint. He is doing the same thing.
And even though you want to be the knockout artist and want to be the highlight reel guy, this will be a really valuable fight for Saricam. Looks like he's on the way to winning it. It all turn, of course, with one moment, with one punch here. It just doesn't feel like it's going to. Saricam in real control.
He's feeling good right now. Take a look at where his hands are at, though. They're a little low, but he knows that he's the guy that's actually controlling the range. That probably was not the right technique at the right time. But I love the fact that he's trying.
Wasn't the smartest thing to do with a minute remaining. The only way to allow Sidelnikov back in, and he gave him it.
Gave it to him. Nice job of working himself back, though. He's got himself with his back against the cage. He's at least on his feet.
A minor crisis for Saricam, then it would seem. Sidelnikov just didn't seem to have the cardio really to take advantage of that slip from Saricam. Surely the man from Istanbul has done enough here. Doesn't get his dramatic finish, but good all-round display. Excellent striking, boxing display. And he proves he can go 15. Sidelnikov let down really by his preparation, let down by his cardio certainly, and also beaten by someone who was perfectly on point with that striking, particularly with that jab.
Yeah, you could take a look and say, wow, the cardio a little bit, and when you're getting hit like that, it just takes your cardio away. So no disrespect at all. Kirill Sidelnikov fought a hard fight against a guy that was putting it on him at times. Made it all the way through. Let's take a look at some of this handiwork here. That straight right hand was beautiful. The left just grazes, slips off to the side. But this is what Saricam was able to do throughout the fight, especially after that first round where he did land it, just not as much. And then just kept building on this, kept going after him with that jab. Beautiful job of moving himself off the center line. Good footwork. Brought that front kick up multiple times in this fight. Always on target. Got to give it to Kirill. He took a lot of shots and just kept coming forward.
Yeah, they'll both be feeling the after effects of this fight. It was tough in there. Of course, we're not trying to prejudge, but
yes,
we know what we expect here. But let's get to Michael to make the decision official.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the decision, we go now to your three judges. We're all three, Ben Cartledge, Kevin McDonald, Mark Goddard, all see it exactly the same, 30-27. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Gokhan Saricam.
He can celebrate, having found out there's more than one way to win. Gokhan Saricam, the winner by unanimous decision. Over to you, Abe.
Thank you, Dave. There he is with the legendary Fedor.